there, this is Fufski coming to you from Cancun, Mexico. So I just got back from Isla Mujeres. I was taking a ferry back, but there was a problem with the schedule. I ended up having to wait for almost an hour for the next ferry. Then the ferry lied to me. They said it's gonna take 25 minutes to get back here. But in fact, the ferry stopped there for 10 minutes and didn't go anywhere. I think they were waiting for a late guest or something. Then instead of taking 25 minutes, it took 45 minutes. So I end up being an hour late. And that's a problem because I have a very tight schedule today. As I mentioned earlier today, that I'll be going to a restaurant tonight. I had a reservation at 7, but now it's already 6:30, so I have to be late. But anyways, this restaurant in question is called Chique. It's one of the Latin's 50 best restaurants on the list of 2023. I believe it is number 17. That restaurant is kind of far. It's completely off the grid, and there is no way to get there by public transportation or anything. You have to take a taxi or Uber, and it's 35 kilometers from here, so 20 miles plus, and it will take 40 minutes to an hour just to get there. So I'm already kind of late. I gotta be on my way. Actually, before I leave, I just want to show you real quick where the place is. So on top, you can see that's where I live. At the bottom, that's where the restaurant is. I'm at Playa del Niño, and here is Cancun downtown. You can see Hotel Zone out there, that little stretch. And this place is completely off the grid. It's about 35 kilometers away. I think it's inside a luxury resort or something. And it takes 50 minutes to get there. So by the time I arrive, it will be 7:30 already. And as you can see, there is still taking a couple minutes for the Uber to arrive because there isn't a lot of Uber here. But I'm glad that there are Ubers to start with. So, well, I think I'm gonna get ready now. I'll see you at the restaurant. Now I am rushing to my destination. The restaurant said that they can wait for half an hour maximum, so I should be barely on time because this place is so off the grid. And I am very angry that the ferry fucked me over on the time, but it is what it is. We have just went past the airport and only halfway through, well, looks like we have entered a resort. This resort is huge. We've been driving inside the resort for a couple of minutes. There's all these roads and I don't see anything else. We have just entered the resort. Maximum security. The guard has to take our license plate, number, confirmation number, and name. Well, I didn't know there is such a giant resort in a location this remote, but there we are. Finally, I think I'm arriving just on time. Finally, I have arrived at the resort. I'm now waiting at the lobby and someone's gonna pick me up. This is Fufski reporting from Chique. So yes, finally I have successfully arrived and settled. Now I can relax. And this restaurant is inside this giant resort, which is very isolated. I think I'm the only external client. All the other diners, I think they're staying in this resort, which is $500, $600 a night. Very expensive. But I'm here to sample the food. This restaurant is Latin America's 50 best, and well, let's get to it. I have this cocktail first that they made me. This is mezcal with orange. Refreshing, good, not very strong. It's such an effort to arrive at this place. So, shall I receive a like for this video? Okay, so first we have some appetizers or even Amuse Bouche. We have 3 beautiful items here, actually 4 in fact. The first one is margarita, and I believe it's using spherification, so it's like a little sphere. Outside it is cocoa. Oh, outside is a chocolate casing and with golden leaf, and inside it's absolutely liquid. Like when you eat it, it just explodes, boom, and you have that margarita flavor. Next one here, this beautiful thing. It has a Maya name, I don't exactly remember, but look at this beautiful thing. It has beef or venison, shredding, fried, and on top you have lime, flowers. There's also serrano chili inside as well. Let's try it, one bite. Oh, well, it is good. It has this crispy, dry, shredded beef or venison slices. You have the lime there, a little bit chili. Pretty much you're kind of eating some kind of taco, but it exploded in your mouth. That flavor completely encompasses what a taco tastes like the salsa, the chili, the meat, the lime, savory, citrusy. Oh, that is good. Next one, we also have a beautiful dish. Again, a Maya name, I don't exactly remember. It's like an egg, but it's not an egg. You know, it's kind of like, I don't know if that's a dessert type of thing. Everything here has been fairly delicate. I feel like they're gonna fall apart on my hands. I'm gonna eat it right now. It's an explosion again. There's like liquid inside, like some kind of soup. And outside it has this like, I don't know if it's like egg. It has like the bounciness to it, and inside we have this like soup-like thing that exploded. Moving on, next one, we have a book here. So let's check out this book here. Oh, first it is like a book, and well, see there are texts here. It is it's in Spanish, but it's actually a real book, and it's just like a book, right? Well, voila, we have this. This is a salad, and it says Tijuana. I think this is like Caesar salad that is invented in Tijuana. So this is the chef's interpretation. Okay, let's take this salad and see what it's about. Look at that, very delicate. Amazing. Caesar salad, but beefed up, and the outside casing is like some kind of crispy pastrami type of flavor. Umami, savory, a salad and a tiny bite. Well, this concept is interesting. If all these four are just Amuse Bouche, then I'm really looking forward to what's to come. Okay, next up we have this walnut from Mecca Mecca. This is walnut, but not real walnut. Imitation. It's kind of like a dessert, and it has chocolate, frog and truffle in it. This one piece. This actually reminds me of the dessert at Tikin Xic, that is a Michelin 2-star restaurant in New York City. It's a Korean restaurant, and one of the signature items is the dessert. So they also made imitation. I had it twice. The first time I had it was banana, and the second time I had it was walnut. But instead of having this content being eatable, at Tikin Xic the entire walnut is eatable, but here it's just this taken out, just like that. That is good. Chocolate, truffle, a little bit frog wrap, not very strong, but it goes together with the subtle flavor of the truffle. And the chocolate is at the outside, is chill and like it melts in your mouth. Moving on, we have another beautiful plate called Chique. This is another Yucatan Mayan dish, so the name is again Mayan. So what we have here, some flowers and chili powders in the middle, and around it is this like citrusy jelly thing. A little bit chili first, dig all the way in. Oh, it's actually deeper than I thought. Oh. What is this? The flavor is so complex in a completely different way. You know, when you have like spice like garam masala or different types of spice, it's a complex flavor. This is also a complex flavor, but in a completely different realm. This is more like a floral complex. So you have a little bit of this chili powder that give you this spice flavor, then all that floral, fruity, complex flavor. That is amazing. Like this is a new flavor that I haven't had before. Now the flavor turns to more of a fruity, citrusy flavor. There's apple, pear, different fruity components popping in. Every bite is a slightly different flavor. Very good. There is this, I don't know how to describe it, almost feel like, kind of like a savory, meaty type of thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's no meat inside at all, but it has that hint of something. Wow, this is one of my favorite dishes so far. Things are only getting more interesting from here. So we have 3 items here. The first one is bone marrow with escamote, and that is the ant egg mixture. So you have the ant egg escamote from Oaxaca, that's the thing, and mixture with bone marrow in it. And here we have this triangle thing, it's called tetera, basically tortilla from Central Mexico, and it's wrapped in this leaf that tastes like, I was told, arnise. And also we have avocado mousse with some onion ash and cilantro flour, and the sauce is made with poblano chili and corn. Wow, very interesting. I can almost see a little bit of a Noma vibe here. This ash thing is maybe like a little bit Nordic influence. I don't know, maybe they do this in Mexico as well. And the escamote, I mean, this is very Mexican. And the chef at Noma, Rene Redzepi, loved it. I know he took it from Mexico, so I guess this is the source. So first we have this, and I was told I'm gonna use the spoon just to scoop a little bit at the rest mixture. Oh, Oh Jesus, I can see the ant eggs here. I thought it was like mixture mashed up, but no, actually whole eggs here. Oh wow, that's wild. My first experience with escamole. The entire mixture, like the flavor is so savory and umami, a bit earthy, complex. Okay, I can see the ant eggs here are quite sizable here. That flavor is so good. But because it was a mixture, so I can't exactly say what flavor is the escamole, the ant egg itself, but the entire thing goes pretty well. It's pretty good. It's not gross at all. I can see why Noma loves an egg. And try a bit more. I have some more of these. I'm gonna try to figure out what that is. The ant egg almost feel like rice, to be honest. At least in this rendition. There's one ant egg. I'm gonna try that one here. Yeah, the ant egg is almost like a rice that pop a little bit, but it's not soft like rice. It has this firmer texture of it. Then this tetela here, triangle. It is like firmer version of tamale, but it has this like earthy flavor from tortilla. Interesting. Tortilla in a form of tamale. And the leaf does have a little bit of this flavor, like anisey, minty, herbaceous flavor. Lastly, this avocado mousse with onion ash and coriander flour. Exactly, avocado mousse, really creamy. And you have that cilantro flavor from the flour. The onion ash is like, just imparts a bit of this smoky flavor. Very subtle. Let's try a bit more sauce. Peppery, tastes like poblano. This dish is taking me quite some time to eat, savor, and film because of all the components, all the new knowledge I have to process. Well, that's a lot of work. Like this video, shall we? Okay, moving on to the next section. I can only say, what a party. Like, I am seriously impressed by the spectacle of all the dishes. And there's so much information here, it really takes time for me to process. So let me try to go over these one by one. Like, all of the things are brand new to me. I'm like, wow. Okay, so first thing is this oyster. This is oyster and distilled ceviche. So you can see some like components, liquids, and we have some cilantro flour. And this is also a flour. I forgot the Maya name, but the flour kind of tastes like an oyster, I was told. So it's like a very refreshing one. Let me try that. Oh, look at it, very beautiful. I think there are some like, oh, sea urchin, yes. It is so fresh, so umami, so creamy, so refreshing. Oh my God, that is so good. And you just have a little bit of flavor from all these small components, adding a little flair. But this thing combined is enough of an impact to stun your taste bud. I was like, oh wow, amazing. Okay, moving on. The second one we have Tikin Xic. So that is the fish I ate earlier today. Basically like a fish marinated in annatto seeds and grilled. This is a reinterpretation. It's like a very tiny, well actually it does look like a fish. It's like a fish bone and there are eyes and some flowers. Well, I like the shape. There's water underneath it. See it? Wow, that looks pretty. Let me try this tiny Tikin Xic. Crispy, savory, slight citrusy. Just like the Tikin Xic fish dish, but condensed into a tiny chip with all the flavors. Very good. Okay, moving on. Next one we have a roll like this and it has ikura in it. There's not only ikura, maybe there's some, I don't know if that's crab meat. Yeah, it should be crab meat because it's in this container that's a crab shell. So it is ikura crab meat mixture, and there are also some soy sauce in there. So the soy sauce umami with the ikura pop, and a little bit, I think, like seaweed powder dust on top, so triple umami. And moving on, this tiny piece, this is essentially a torta. It's like crispy shell with some octopus, and inside there's potato. You know what? This one reminds me of the Indian, like bani puri, patara puri type of thing. It has like potato in it. Kind of looks like a bani puri type of thing. Anyways, let's eat that. Wow, like, let me put my thought into words first, okay? It is crispy, and there is a flavor explosion. There is almost some liquid inside because of the juice from the octopus and all that. You have the firm texture of the octopus meat and potato, and the potato is like so creamy and buttery. It's almost like some of the French cuisine. You have those like potato cream gratin-ish type of flavor, but inside, so you have that like kind of creamy buttery potato with the octopus that has some juice that exploded with a crispy crust. That is like a patata octopus puri. Like exactly, I feel like this one, it's like the Mexican torta and the Indian patata pani puri had a child, and it's like that. And also with a bit of the French flair, maybe that's the third wheel, but that is great. Moving on, we have this chocolate clam. The name comes from the color. It looks kind of chocolatey, but in fact it is a sauce made with chili and beans. This is also a Mayan sauce, and there are some pork cracklings, some clams, and some flour as well. They really like to use flours, and I'm gonna eat it with the spoon here. The spoon looks like it's floating on top because of the optical illusion, because it has a plastic wrap on top. But anyways, some sauce and some crumbles here first. Savory and smoky, really smoky. It's from the chili sauce. Wow, that is a really nice chili sauce. Chili with beans. This is basically like a clam that went through an amusement park. There's so many flavors here. Like it's like really fresh, citrusy, herbaceous, smoky, savory. Oh, I like it. It's like the clam just has its quinceañera. Not finished yet. This is one last item in this section. Look at this, we have this spoon with a little bit of a elliptical sphere type of thing that's made with bean paste, and on top there's like a tiny, I don't know if that's a potato, like a cracker with some caviar on top. Cheers, one bite. There's sweet potato, and the bean pasting at the bottom is actually not a paste. It's also not a liquid sphere, but something in between. So like the surface is actually kind of firm, but inside it has like this little paste. So you chew a little bit, it'll break open, and this little like paste will release, and you have this like earthy bean flavor in there. Because this little sphere thing is not as easy to pop, I feel like this is maybe a little bit desynchronized in terms of like the flavor explosion and all that, but still a pretty solid one. Interlude, cleaning hands. I feel like there's a lot of hand actions throughout this meal. Moving on, and things are not getting any duller. First, we have this skewer here. This is molleja, which is sweetbread. I have explained a couple times on my channel. Sweetbread is basically thymus of the cow. So what we have here is sweetbread with onion ashes, pickled fermented onions, and on top there is this paper thing, is chili paper, topped with this sauce, which is a mole. This is also a chili mole that is black in color and has a smoky flavor. And on top of that, we have this little container that has tortilla shell in it. Oh, look at that, beautiful. So what actually I'm gonna do is make my own taco with this sweetbread onion ash taco. Lift this thing, basically have this. Oh, awesome. There's some more of these content, I'm gonna just put them on. That is an interesting taco. Sweetbread onion ash taco. That smoky flavor, amazing. Smoky flavor from the mole and also from the onion ash. A bit pickle flavor inside as well. And you have the texture of the sweetbread is like really bouncy, like meat. I feel like if they have this on the street as a street food taco, this thing will sell. But this is really like an elevated version of a taco. Here goes the next course. Before that, I have to pick my own knife. So I have made my mind and picked this one. This is a French brand. Looks real fancy.
35 ingredients.
Okay. Wow, deep black mole. Okay, so moving on, this is our last plate. We have a beef tongue with plantain puree. This is a confit deep fried potato. This is cauliflower with clover leaves, the clover lucky thing. And we have yet another mole. There's so many different kinds of mole in Oaxaca. This is another one. Looks dark, black, brownish, mostly dark under this lighting condition. And also there is this basket here, and inside we have yet another masa blue corn. But check this out. It has two sides. One is the blue corn. Another side is that you have this leaf that we ate earlier on the triangle thing. So it's like, you know, interesting double-sided taco. I'm gonna eat a little bit of everything here, then I'm gonna make a taco out of it. Okay, let's try a bit of beef tom here. Plantain with the mole. This beef tom is sous vide 72 hours. Incredibly tender, juicy, and that mole is amazing. Puree, plantain, exact flavor, but that mole though, wow, that mole. Sweet, smoky, barbecuey potato. This potato is confit and fried. It has many layers. It has a good chew. Almost has a bit of like this crispy, similar to onion vegetable-ish texture, like Jerusalem artichoke, cauliflower. Very good, creamy, smooth. And the leaf does have a bit of flavor. Slightly acidic, similar to like oxalis. Very good. Okay, now I'm gonna make a taco. Beautiful. Let's have a little bit of everything. I'm gonna have this lengua here. Plantain. I love this mole. A good amount of it. And this cauliflower thing. What can I say? It's just good. Oh, and that leaf really imparts that anise flavor. Oh, I love it. This and the one before are two of the most elevated taco I had in my life. I feel like this is how you elevate a taco. You don't just add caviar, golden leaves, nonsense like that. Do something like this, all these interesting components inspired by local ingredients like these. This mole is amazing. The best mole I've had. Finally, dessert time. This one is Bajo Cero, below zero. So what we have is several components here. At the bottom there is a tangerine jelly, a violet ice cream. The snow is caramel and some crackers. Okay, ooh, okay, interesting. Very refreshing, delicate, but it's not overly sharp, overly citrusy. Oh, that's very good. Sweet, citrusy, refreshing, but not overly sharp. Different textures, foamy, crispy. Well, not finished yet, but almost. This is the last one. We have a couple items here. First is we have this honeycomb sandwich type of thing, and it has some honey, also from Yucatan. I'm gonna have a little bit of honey like that and try it here. Oh, there are flower petals out there and all. The honey, so sweet and floral. Very nice. I think this cracker thing is also eatable.
That's not edible.
Oh, that's not?
Yeah, that's real wax.
Okay, that's not. Okay. Okay, so next up we have this giant display here. Just look at this sculpture. There are many of these ingredients that you can eat. Macadamia, chocolate, chicharron. I don't remember everything, but well, let's try. Maybe it's better for me to get a chopstick or something. Oh, I got it. That is a good ingredient. Sweet and nutty. Again, I feel like I'm a kid now, playing with this little statue and picking all the items to eat. Peppercorn. Holy, this is really peppercorn flavor infused, like a chocolate type of thing. I think those are like different chocolate infused with different flavor. And this one's the most interesting. It's almost like Citron peppercorn have a little bit of this, not numbing, but this like floral sweetness, almost citrus type of thing. And this one, chicharron chocolate. I'm such a kid. All right, finally, that's absolutely everything. I had this envelope that is the menu, and if I don't want to break the seal, I can actually open it from the side. I will definitely need this because there's so much information to unpack. This meal has been absolutely fantastic and had a blast. It exceeds my expectations, and just I also learned so many things. It's just amazing. Also, the way some of the dishes are presented reminded me of some other restaurants I have dined at. I feel like this is a Yucatan version of Saga. If you know, like I just visited Saga for my birthday. It's a Michelin 2-star restaurant in New York City. It's absolutely fantastic. This is sort of like that in terms of all the courses arrives in bunch. Very good. All the ingredients are very novel. Some of them even mind-blowing. I feel like this is the type of restaurant that will blow up in New York City. But at the same time, I also feel like this is the type of restaurant that can only exist in Yucatan. If you bring it to New York, the context just isn't there because there's so much information out there. If people are not familiar with it, they get lost. But nevertheless, this is a great restaurant. And now I understand why it's on the Latin Americans 50 best list. The price for this tasting menu is something like $150, which is pretty good value for what it offers. But also at the same time, it is pretty remote. I have to take a taxi/Uber from and to here, and that can also add up the cost. I think the taxi Uber money for round trip combined is something like, for me at least, because I came from Playa del Nino, it could be something like $100. So not cheap. So if I add this up on top of it, that would be like something like $250. Is that worth it though? I think for my case, it will still be worth the trip because the experience is just so unique, and plus I have already come all the way here from New York, so like why not? This is an amazing place. This is Fufski. I make videos about food and travel and all that. You already know the drill. Make sure to like this video and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.